News source. This is the Fbx Evening News.
Good evening and thank you for joining our broadcast. Our top story tonight, this is breaking. The decision has just been handed down by the Regulatory Commission of Alaska that Interior Alaska Natural Gas Utility has been approved to deliver natural gas to the interior.
Now the application filed by Fairbanks Natural Gas has been denied after they filed the application to amend their certificate of public convenience to provide natural gas to the Fairbanks North Star Borough.
RCA said in a release that because the service area applied for by FNG is a larger project, they decided to only grant one certificate for the entire area to INGU.
The News Center will have more on this breaking decision tomorrow during the Fbx Evening News and News Center Final.
And in other news this evening, a state court judge has given final approval to Alaska's new redistricting map, clearing the way for its use in upcoming elections. Still unsettled, though, is who is considered the prevailing party for purposes of winning legal fees. The Alaska Redistricting Board had asked Superior Court Judge Michael McConaughey to enter a final judgment in the case, noting that no appeals had been filed. McConaughey had earlier given his approval to the plan and on Friday entered final judgment, finding the plan to be constitutional. McConaughey also said he would give all of the parties until January 22nd to file motions on who should be considered the prevailing party. The Fairbanks area plaintiffs and the defendant in the case, the Alaska Redistricting Board, have each claimed to be the prevailing party.
Alaska's seasonally adjusted unemployment rate was 6.5% in November, unchanged from October. The comparable national rate was 7.0%. Alaska's adjusted rate has been holding steady at 6.5% since August. The largest monthly increases was in the Denali borough, where the rate grew by 7.5%. Now, the highest rate was in the highly seasonal Skagway municipality, where 20.8% of the civilian labor force was unemployed. The city and borough of Juneau had the lowest unemployment rate in November at 4.5%, followed by the municipality of Anchorage and the North Slope borough, both at 4.7%. The rate in the Fairbanks North Star borough was at 5.6%.
The Fairbanks Police Department has teamed up with various entities for the annual Shop with a Cop event. This year, 50 local students from the Fairbanks North Star Borough School District were nominated to receive $100 gift cards to be used to buy gifts for their families for Christmas. On top of the gift cards, each student in need will also receive dinner for their families. The Fairbanks Police Department received help from the Langston Foundation, Mount McKinley Animal Hospital, and Foster & Rogers Law Firm for the event. Now, tonight, the kids will partner up with an officer for the event at Fred Meyer's.
Been fortunate enough the last 3 years to be able to do this program from some financial assistance from the Langston Foundation. Each year they provided us with a grant to provide these children with this opportunity. This year we've been given funding to provide this for up to 50 kids. Each school is given nomination forms in the borough, and then the teachers and principals at that respective school nominate the kids they feel that are most deserving of this program or in need of it.
The Fairbanks Fire Department was called out to 2 separate fires today, and although they were small, officials say it's that time of year to remind residents of fire safety. Around this time with Christmas lights and trees, the fire department receives many calls out to small fires. Now, having the proper fire alarms and taking the necessary fire precautions is key to enjoying those holiday decorations safely.
You know, to be extra safe around Christmas time, especially with Christmas trees in the house, you know, make sure they're watered, make sure your smoke detectors have good batteries in them, and remind all the kids about fire safety drills in the house and how to exit the house and where to meet when you get out.
Okay, when we come back, the State Department of Transportation is rerouting what is considered a dangerous route.
Also, we checked in with Santa Claus today. Check out if we are on the naughty or nice list. Those stories are next. Stay with us.
And welcome back. The State Transportation Department has proposed rerouting a dangerous section of Alaska's northernmost highway. This comes with traffic on the Dalton Highway growing. The long-haul trucking road is mostly used to carry supplies to Prudhoe Bay, but increasingly tourists also are using the road. The plan would reroute a 7-mile stretch, which a state engineering manager called the most hazardous part of the 414-mile highway due to the mountainous terrain. Under the plan, the intersection of the Dalton and Elliott highways would be moved about a mile closer to the south and a new road built that passes through a nearby valley instead. The department is taking public comments to include in the initial development of the project, which will be due by Tuesday.
A hot and dry summer and unusual planting conditions reduced hay yields around the interior and the Matanuska Valley. Now, livestock owners are feeling the bite of higher hay costs. Extra hay has been shipped up from Washington State and Canada, and it's twice as expensive as locally grown hay. This season, an average 50-pound hay bale costs about $30, which feeds a horse for several days. The manager of Alaska Feed Company says their business ran out of local hay in September, but usually they carry locally grown hay through May.
Quite a hit to the budget, and the problem is that, you know, we're just getting started. We are going to feel this all the way into June of this coming year, because the local hay isn't going to be available until there's a first cutting. We have hay, we'll have it, so you know, when folks need it, it'll be available here.
A Fairbanks woman is the only representative from Alaska that is a finalist for the Prios Award. Sherry Coker is one of 12 finalists in the contest. Now, the award honors female hunters for their perseverance in hunting, as well as their efforts in conservation and management. Sherry was selected based on an essay she submitted regarding her Arkansas hunting heritage, as well as her involvement in wildlife conservation and management. Now an Alaskan resident, she is supported by hunting groups in both states. Those wanting to read her story and vote for her can do so at the Prios website until midnight, December 31st.
My story is written about how I grew up hunting and fishing in Arkansas, and how I enjoy remembering the aromas coming from my grandmother's iron skillets, cooking my wild game.
It's 5 days now until Christmas, and many of us are running those last-minute errands. One man who is most likely busier than all of us is Santa Claus in the North Pole. Today we stopped by his house to see the kids waiting anxiously in line, and of course, Mr. Claus himself.
Tucked away in North Pole, the Santa Claus house's parking lot is full of cars, as many are lined up to see one famous man.
Merry Christmas! How y'all doing?
The number of children he sees each year during the holidays is simply staggering.
Thousands. It's amazing. It's unbelievable. I've had two the other day, 2 days old. A lot of 5 days old, but 2 days old in this little arm of mine. Oh, I have a lot of babies from the military bases and around town here.
Workers at the Santa Claus house say this time of year thousands come from all around to tell this jolly man what they want to wake up to under their tree.
Very busy, I'm telling you. It wasn't Mrs. Claus watching the elves, I wouldn't be up here, because those elves were mysterious, and without Mrs. Claus watching over them.
Santa recognizes many of the local kids, some of whom have visited him for years.
Of all my kids, they're all, some of them are repeats over the years. I've seen them since they were babies, and they're 6, 7 years old, 8 years old now.
Now we asked Santa Claus what he thought of the KTVF news team. Were we on the naughty or nice list this year?
The whole team is doing great.
So we're all not getting coal for Christmas.
No, but Stephanie, I don't know. You know, this is one I'm debating on right now. But the rest of the guys are doing great.
Stephanie Woodard, News Center 11.
I promise I'm on the good list.
No, I think you're getting cold this year. That's true. And here in Alaska, we have plenty of it.
I know. That was so fun.
Well,
Santa Claus
sure.
is great.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
You know who else he really liked, though?
He
seriously made sure to tell me that Joe Cook was doing good. And he said that he loved that we said, "What are you cooking?" So we got to bring that back for Santa Claus.
Somehow. And speaking of Joe, he's up next with sports and basketball action and more. Stay tuned.
Welcome back, Interior Alaska. Let's get your holiday weekend started with some sports. Last night at the Patty Center, the Alaska men's basketball team took on the Northland International Pioneers. The Pioneers came in losing their last 2 games to UAA by an average of 66 points, but these weren't the same Pioneers. Then had an early 5-0 lead with this Josh Conover 3. He led the Pioneers with 16 points, but the Nooks responded with a 9-0 run and would not look back. Ronnie Baker had a game-high 18 points, and Stefan Tietze, he chipped in 15 as Alaska closed out the 2013 athletic calendar with an 84-66 win. John Renfro, a West Valley product and Southern Utah transfer, made his first appearance of the season. As he healed an ankle injury, Renfro scored 7 points in 5 minutes, and he finished with 9. He talked about being back on the court for the first time in front of a home crowd.
Man, it felt great. I was so excited. It feels good. Trainers did a great job helping me get back. All the support from my parents, family, the team. It feels great to get back on the court. We got a great conference. We all got to be at tip top. We got to change some things. We got to improve a lot, but we'll be good.
And last but not least, North Pole wraps up our high school basketball previews. The girls basketball team is headed in a new direction this season with a new coach. Here's more. There's a new North Pole girls basketball coach at the helm. Mason Campbell replaces Keenan Hollister. Campbell was an assistant at West Valley under Steve Kacheri for 3 years and was also an assistant with Willie Blackburn's boys team. This is Campbell's first varsity season as a head coach. He's starting very basic, instilling the fundamentals.
Mostly what I've really focused on is just being good teammates, being there for each other. So it's more about shaping each other, and it's about always having each other's backs. I think we just have such a long ways to go until we're where we want to be. It's about just getting better every single day and putting in the work ethic. I think our advantage is going to be in our conditioning and our ability to outrun people.
Campbell has about 10 players on his roster with a few returners. Alex Parker just transferred in from Arizona for her senior season. Parker and the team are putting in the time to perfect some things.
Well, we're working really hard to get conditioned so that we can push the ball up the floor, and working hard with plays, trying to get those down perfect.
One of the returners, Helen Hutchinson, likes what Coach Campbell is doing with the team so far.
It's really awesome and really different. He pushes us to be better, and he challenges us every day. And it's really awesome because we're starting with new girls, new coach, and a new fresh season. So we're just starting from scratch, and we have really good talent, and we're playing really well together as a team. And I'm super excited for Saturday. We're going to show what we got.
They will. The Patriots open their season on the road tomorrow against the Delta Junction Huskies. And the North Pole boys basketball team is the underdog in the MAC conference, but this season they believe they have a squad that can shake things up in the MAC. Here's more. So head coach Steve Bolden is in his second year as the Patriots basketball head coach. This season, Bolden wants to up the ante and take the next step with this program.
The kids have just really bought into all of our ideas. They're wanting to speed the game up a little bit. They're wanting to just be more aggressive on defense. They've really bought into the fact that hey, there's a loose ball, that's my ball. If my man has the ball, I'm not letting him score. Offensively, we're adding in more wrinkles, more chances to get to the basket. We've got a little more size on the court this year.
The team believes this is the year that they can make some noise in the MAC conference.
We got a bunch of athletes, so we're going to be lockdown defenders, so we're just going to come out and play as hard as we can and play all 4 quarters with all the athletes that we got. Last year we had a shaky season, so we're just coming out, make some noise around the interior. I know West Valley and Lathrop got a good team, so we're just coming out to compete with them.
Returning point guard DeAndre Campbell sees that the team chemistry is already coming around, especially since guys were showing up to 6 a.m. open gyms.
We had a lot of kids showing up, and everyone was coming out, having fun and working hard. So I feel like since everyone came more this year, that once we started the season, it just came all together. Last year, we didn't have very good teammate chemistry, I would say. But this year, I feel like it's coming a whole lot faster than it was last year, and now we're actually starting to get our stuff together.
Due to construction and repairs at the gym, North Pole will be on the road taking on Delta this Saturday in their season opener. And now let's take a look at your sports weekend. The first race of the season for the Two Rivers Dog Mushing Association is tomorrow, the Saturday Solstice 5100. The race starts at 11 a.m. at Pleasant Valley Store at 23-mile Chena Hot Springs Road. The 50-miler ends at the store, and the 100-mile race ends at 36-mile Chena Hot Springs. Alan Moore, the 2013 Yukon Quest champ, is in it. In high school basketball, tonight, West Anchorage and Lathrop tip off at 7 for a big early season showdown at Joe T. Court. And tomorrow, West Valley visits Hutch for their season opener. The boys' game is at 2 with the girls' game following. North Pole, they visit Delta for the Patriots season opener. The action starts at 3 p.m. And also on Saturday at 6:30, West Anchorage will play Monroe. This is a matchup of the 4A and 3A favorites to win it all this year. The game is at 6:30 at Boileau Hall. And finally, for this week's Play of the Week, we have a milestone for a milestone. It's our 20th Play of the Week, and this one is at the rifle range. The Lathrop's Casey Barnes won the air rifle event at the regional championships for the 3rd year in a row, and that was selected as the Play of the Week. Barnes, a senior, shot a 577 to claim gold. And to pick the Play of the Week, just watch for the I-5 Interior Top 5 plays on Mondays at the end of the weekend recap. And a last note, Wyatt Eggy, a defenseman for the Ice Dogs, he committed to UAA and will join the Seawolves hockey team in 2015. We'll have more on this story tomorrow. But that'll do it for sports tonight. Thanks for rocking with me for a little while. Stay warm, Alaska. Mike Schultz is next with your full weather forecast, and we'll catch you next time.
Hey, welcome back, everyone. Mike Schultz with you once again, taking a look at the weather, and it's cold out there. Temperatures dropped pretty good today, but you know what? It's going to warm up. In fact, the warming trend is going to mean roads are going to become very slick. We've had a lot of accidents around town, so keep that in mind, and of course, drive very cautiously. Here's a photograph for today. This one's sent in by Joanne Klum. She was able to capture some ice fog in the Goldstream Valley there. Nice picture. And as always, if you have a photograph to share, by all means, send it to KTVF, photos at ktvf11.com. I mean, that includes your Christmas photos, too. And once again, a reminder, the calendars are still out there at places like Fudge Pot, Kindle Motors, Big Daddy's Barbecue, ABC Incorporated. All those still have calendars, and they're free. So stop by and pick one up. All right, here's what's going on as far as the numbers go. The high today, 9 degrees above. The overnight low, 8 below. And right now, it's 2 degrees below zero. Record high, 40 degrees that day. 48 below in 1933, and the sunrise and sunset works out to 3 hours and 42 minutes, a loss of 6 seconds from yesterday, which means our winter solstice update. Tomorrow is the shortest day of the year. Sunday, we're going to begin gaining our daylight back. That's worth doing a little bit of a dance, I think. And as far as our satellite and radar, as you can see, we're looking at a lot of moisture, once again, moving across the state from the southwest. So some of this is going to work its way into the interior and give us some snow shower activity tomorrow. Across the rest of the state, here's what it looks like. As you can see over southeast Alaska, skies are once again becoming partly cloudy to cloudy. A lot of precipitation over the southwest part of the state, including Nome, 18 degrees there. Snow shower activity and cloudy skies at Barrow, 1 degree below zero. Our lower 48 satellite and radar showing a lot of energy, once again moving on down from the north, coming in from Canada, bringing in a lot of moisture and precipitation, and more energy moving across the southern half of the country, which is all in response to the jet stream. Now, next week, the jet stream is going to migrate a little bit further north once again, so all the cold air will also be moving to the north, and the storm pattern will be also moving off to the east, so not quite as bad as it is over the weekend. As far as Alaska is concerned, for tomorrow for the northern sections, cloudy skies in Barrow, snow at Nome, and a little snow is possible in the Fort Yukon area. Here in the interior, we'll be looking at periods of light snow for Delta Junction, Healy, and Fairbanks, while over southeast Alaska, it looks like, for the most part, cloudy skies, a little snow at Juneau, and heavy rain expected around Ketchikan. Over to the southwest, we're looking at snow showers for Cold Bay, snow in Bethel, and Kodiak will also see some rain. And if you're heading on down the Anchorage Bowl, looks like a mixed bag of weather once again, rain and snow at Anchorage, snow in Homer, and a couple to 3 inches of snow for Valdez. Okay, time once again for our weather fact. And tonight's weather fact, in 2006, Denver, Colorado got buried with 2 feet of snow, closing the airport there. Again, thanks to Mount McKinley Bank. And as we've been saying all week, the kids are out for Christmas vacation. They're not going to return until January 7th. And when they do, we'll be back talking to them once again. It's a Friday night, which means it's time for our Winter Trails Report. It should be a great weekend for all outdoor activities with temperatures above normal and light snow. Cross-country trails are still very slick, so use caution when you're doing that. And again, thanks to Beaver Sports for the Winter Trails Report. Here's your forecast for the remainder of the night. 4 degrees below zero, increasing clouds through the night, and not as cold. Tomorrow's temperature, 12 degrees above with cloudy skies, a little snow likely. And then a better chance of seeing some snow on Sunday, maybe 2 or 3 inches is possible. That will continue into Monday, but by Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, we're looking at mainly partly cloudy to cloudy skies. But temperatures will continue above normal for this time of year. No precipitation expected, but still very nice weather for Santa Claus. And we said before, it'll chill down a little bit on Christmas Eve, down to 20 below for the overnight low, but then rebound a little bit for Wednesday and Thursday.
Very mild temperatures indeed.
Very
nice.
nice.
Chilly on Christmas Eve, that's about it.
Okay. Well, most people are all snug in their bed anyway. So
waiting for Santa Claus.
We got to remind people, though, drive carefully. It's really getting really slick out there.
Okay, thank you. And we are out of time, so I'm going to wrap things up by saying from all of us here at the News Center, have a great night.
Good night.